Let me ask you something honest. Have you ever felt confused in dating, even when nothing was technically wrong? Like things looked good on paper. You were talking, you were spending time together, and yet something felt off. Today we're talking about dating dynamics people experience all the time, but rarely admit out loud. This isn't about blaming men or women. This is about understanding the invisible forces shaping attraction, connection, and heartbreak. So let me start with this question. Have you ever wanted connection, but felt scared when it actually showed up? Here's the first truth people don't like to admit. Most of us want closeness, but we're afraid of what closeness requires. Connection requires vulnerability, being seen, being known, and risking rejection. So instead of saying, I'm scared, we say things like, I'm just busy, I'm not ready, or let's just see where this goes. Sometimes that's true, and sometimes it's fear wearing a socially acceptable disguise. Be honest with yourself for a moment. Have you ever pulled back, not because you didn't care, but because you cared too much? Here's another dating truth people don't admit. We often confuse attraction with emotional familiarity. If chaos feels familiar, peace can feel boring. If inconsistency feels normal, consistency can feel suspicious. So when someone healthy shows up, we say, I don't feel a spark. But what we might really be saying is, this doesn't activate my nervous system the way I'm used to. Let me ask you something. Have you ever been drawn to someone who felt exciting, but emotionally unsafe? Here's something most people learn the hard way. People don't fall in love with how much you give. They don't fall in love with your effort, your overthinking, or how available you are. They fall in love with how they feel when they're with you. Do they feel safe? Do they feel respected? Do they feel free to be themselves? Trying harder rarely creates attraction. In fact, it often creates pressure. So here's a tough question. Have you ever given more, hoping it would make someone choose you? Now, let's talk about a dynamic people hate admitting. In many dating situations, the person who cares less often has more power, not because they're better, not because they're healthier, but because attachment creates leverage. When one person is afraid to lose the other, they often shrink themselves to stay. They tolerate mixed signals. They ignore their needs. They convince themselves that less is enough. Let me ask you this honestly. Have you ever stayed quiet about something important because you didn't want to push them away? Here's a big one. Mixed signals aren't confusing. They're just uncomfortable. Interest looks like effort, clarity, consistency. Confusion usually means someone likes the connection, but not the responsibility that comes with it. And staying in confusion slowly teaches you to doubt yourself. So ask yourself this. Are you waiting for clarity or avoiding the clarity you already have? Here's another truth that surprises people. Healthy dating often feels boring at first. Not dramatic, not anxiety-inducing, not emotionally chaotic. It feels calm, predictable, stable, and if you're used to emotional highs and lows, that calm can feel unfamiliar or even wrong. But calm is where trust grows. Calm is where intimacy builds. Calm is where you don't have to perform to be chosen. So here's an important question. Are you chasing intensity, or are you building something real? Let me leave you with this thought. Dating isn't about convincing someone to want you. It's about noticing how you feel when you're with them. Do you feel more like yourself or less? If this video helped you see dating differently, like this video and follow this channel. And comment below. What dating dynamic do you see all the time, but no one talks about? Your comment might be the next video.